We're also going to take the hood off of this amp and take a look inside it. We're going to turn it on, look at the display. It's got different display settings. We're going to go through those. Hey guys, welcome back to Home Theater Guru. So today we've got something really special. We've got a brand new amp line that is produced or designed by Summit HiFi. Now, all of the reviews we've done on the Tonewinner amps, they've supplied all of those amps. That's Amir at Summit HiFi. He is just amazing to deal with, great customer service. He warrants all of the Tonewinner amps that he sells, and they've also got the subwoofers as well. So he handles all that. So now Summit HiFi is actually producing their own amps under their own name. So this is a Summit HiFi product. This is an absolute beast. Now, of course, Amir, like myself, is really big on just getting a lot of performance without having to break the bank. And as you know, the Tonewinner amps have been compared to amps costing several times their cost. If you go look at their website and look at the amps some of these guys have had, and they're going to these Tonewinners, and they're comparing, in some cases, beating those other amps because they've got so much power. They're very, very neutral. And that's all we need an amp to do. We need the amp to give us the amount of power we need to hit our levels cleanly and not color the sound. Anytime we have an amp that sounds different than another amp, one of those amps is coloring the sound or running out of power, we're distorting, things like that. So here we are, December, I think it's the 28th, 2023. This amplifier is $1,975. If you look at the Tonewinner 8300, which is the Tonewinner 11-channel amp that we just reviewed, just had the 6-month update. It's been kicking butt. That amplifier is $200 less, but it only has one power supply. This one's got dual power supplies, so that bottleneck, you know, where you could have a bottleneck issue, you're not going to have on this amp. This is just a beast. This thing comes in at a weight of 83.78 pounds, so it's 84 pounds of amplifier. Okay, now this amplifier is broken into two sections, so it's almost like having two amps in one chassis. We've got a power supply that is dedicated to the LCR modules, and those, with all channels driven, with all three LCR driven, you get three at by 200 watts at 8 ohms. So peak power on the LCR is 350 watts per channel. That's peaks. Now, of course, if you have 4 ohm speakers, your LCR can get up to 400 watts per channel, and the 8 other amp channels can get up to 250 watts. But again, this has 2 power supplies. So unlike when you have one power supply, everything is being fed through that single power supply. So it can kind of create like a bottleneck. So when you separate it like this, it can actually have more output than an amplifier with similar specs, but with one power supply, because now we don't have that bottleneck. It just doesn't exist anymore. It's basically like we have 2 amplifiers in this chassis. All right, enough about that. Let's put the computer up. Let's go ahead and open this crate up. You see, the crate is, it's not something you normally see, a wooden crate. You know, it's got handles on the side. It's just not something that you normally don't see anything like this. So let's go ahead and open it up. We're also going to take the hood off of this amp and take a look inside it. We're going to turn it on, look at the display. It's got different display settings. We're going to go through those. All right, so it's got some packing foam on top. It's in there very, very snug. Oh, that's nice. It's custom fit to fit it perfectly. So packing wise, definitely an A+ on the packing job. Very, very nice packing job. All right, we've got a cord in here. All right, I'm gonna have to fight this beast. Oh, we've got some little white gloves. I'm not gonna wear those because I'm scared I might drop it because it's so freaking heavy. But all right, I'm gonna go ahead and set this on the floor and then put the amp back up here. This sucker's heavy. All right, so on the bottom here, we do have some nice, it's like aluminum brushed looking little isolation feet. It's got some little rubber on there. So yeah, it's a nice clean look. Let's go ahead and lay it down. Sucker is just heavy everywhere. All right, so we got a bunch of ventilation on top. Let's see what we had on the bottom. Okay, we've got a lot of ventilation here on the bottom and then right above it. Okay, so on the back here, we have our XLR balanced inputs. We have our RCA unbalanced inputs, and then we also have, of course, you got nice output terminals. If you notice, the LCR are beefed up quite a bit. That's kind of a cool design for those terminals. We've got a nice on-off switch right here. We've got our trigger input and our trigger output, like I guess if we were going to another device. Switch right here to turn your trigger on and off. Pretty simple. All right, so I'm sure you guys know what time it is now. Let's go ahead and crack the hood open. All right, here we go. Now this cover here is sheet metal, but I gotta say it's pretty thick. It's not your standard stamped sheet metal, the cover that you see on an amplifier. It's pretty stout for stamped metal. Oh man, this is a beast. And you can see all those big heat sinks and all those amps. Those are some pretty stout amps in there. See all those caps lined up. Yeah, this thing is, it's a beast. Now our power supplies should be inside here. I'm not gonna take that off because that is actually a little bit involved. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the different meters on here. Now the off axis of this screen is really good. I'm not sure if it's OLED or what it is, but even well off axis, you still get a really nice, crisp, clean picture. So let's go ahead and run it through the different menus or the different screen settings that you have, different options here. So this one, actually these two right here, this one and this one, that's probably gonna be like the old parametric analyzer, you know, where you see everything dancing around when you're watching something. All right, so then we've got this one right here. And this one here. I kind of like this one right here, a little bit nice and clean. Of course, they all look pretty cool, but I just kind of like this one. All right, now we can dim these. So let's go ahead and dim them down, see how low they go. All right, we are completely off, so that's good. If you've got a room where it's up front, you don't want an eyesore, you know, the screen on, you can turn it off. So that's a good option. All right. Crank it all the way up. There we go. In case you guys are wondering, this is metal. This is not plastic. There's really nothing about this amp that looks or feels cheap in any way whatsoever. I guess this is aluminum, machined aluminum maybe, but it's all metal. All right guys, so that's gonna be it for this one. To check this tank out, look down the description of the video. You're gonna see a link down there to Summit HiFi. Just from that link, I do get a small commission, so it kind of helps the channel out. So please, if you're thinking about buying it, use that link. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell. We have some really cool videos coming up. Amir over at Summit HiFi has also sent us 3 of his subs, all 3 of the Tonewinner subs, ported 15 and 2 ported 12s. All 3 of these subs have been tested against SVS subs by Barrett at Specatech, even all the way up to the PB16. The 15-inch Tonewinner went against that. He did compression tests, so he's actually seeing what each sub can do before it begins to compress. So they're actually output tests. It wasn't so pretty for the PB16. It actually outperformed it. So that's just very, very good from a sub that's actually very, very affordable. I mean, it's like half the price of some of the SVS options. So I'm gonna take all 3 of those subs. I'm gonna take them outside, do ground plane checks on them, or measure the responses and do compression tests myself against each one, just to see how each one compares to the other Tonewinner options. That's gonna be it for this one, guys. I'll see y'all for the next one.